हमारे लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स पाने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल ना भूलें ताकि हमारे सभी नोटिफिकेशंस आपको सबसे पहले मिलें। Digimentor Education is India's best platform to prepare for GATE, NTA, UGC, NET and PGT Computer Science। ज्यादा जानकारी के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.digimentor.com पर विजिट करें।
Hello everyone and welcome to our first subject, Digital Logic. So before starting Digital Logic, let us look at the syllabus that we are going to have. So in Digital Logic, we have the following topics in GATE. Number 1, Boolean Algebra. Number 2, Minimization. Number 3, Combinational Circuit. Number 4, Sequential Circuit. And number 5 is Number System. So we will be starting with Boolean Algebra in the beginning. So this Boolean Algebra will take us approximately 2.5 hours. And then this minimization will take us approximately 5 to 6 hours. So this is a very lengthy topic because here we are going to study about the circuit minimization, which includes K-map and other methodologies to minimize a Boolean expression. And then combinational circuit will take us approximately 10 to 12 hours to complete. Sequential circuit will again take us 10 to 12 hours to complete. And this number system topic will take us 5 to 6 hours to complete. So in total, this entire subject will take us 40 to 54 hours roughly. More than 40 hours because if we include the previous year question solutions also, it should take us between somewhere around 50 to 60 hours to complete this entire subject. And this subject you have also have studied in your BTech in the first semester of your BTech. And if you are from other backgrounds, maybe you have done MCA or you have done BCA. Or BSc IT, MSc IT. In all of those subjects, in all of those courses, this subject is basically in your first semester of BTech, in your first semester of those courses. So I'm assuming that you already have some knowledge regarding Boolean algebra or digital logic that you have studied in your initial semesters of your graduation. So again, I will take this subject from the very basics. Even if you are out of touch from the subject, still I'm going to take this subject from very basics. अगर आपको सब कुछ आप भूल चुके हैं और if you are studying it for the first time, still you will be able to understand digital logic. This is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so we'll start with Boolean algebra. In Boolean algebra, first of all, you should understand why digital logic, why we have digital circuits. Digital circuits क्यों हैं हमारे पास? So it is very important for you to understand that whenever we transfer signal from one location to another location, it can be anything. The signal, you can transfer the signal in a computer network through fiber optics cable, or maybe you want to transfer the signal within a same computer system from one device to another. जैसे for example, you're transferring from hard disk to the main memory or to the secondary memory, something like this. So in all those cases, we use signals in your systems as digital signals. We do not use the analog signal. What is the difference between both analog and digital signals? Let me show you with the help of an example. So if you know that your analog signal looks something like this, your analog signal looks something like this, right? So in this analog signal, the values of this signal matters. जैसे maybe here I'm representing plus 5 volt, here I'm representing maybe 0.35 volts, here I'm representing something like 0.25 volts or something, right? So whatever the value of these signals, these values matters. Now what if there is some disturbance in the network? What if there's some disturbance in the signal? Now if there's some disturbance in the signal, what will happen? This signal will lose its values. Right? So because the values will get affected, so getting the data back, जो data आपका signal से lost हुआ है, getting the data back is very difficult in that case. But rather, if you use a digital signal, because in digital signal we have only two values, that is zeros and ones, right? So most of the time we represent a value 1 by using plus 5 volt and we present a value 0 by using plus 3 volt. Okay. So your digital signals look something like this, that we have a 1, then we have a 0, then we have a 1, then we have a 0, then we have zeros, ones and so on like this. So it is not having any other in between values. It is not having a value like 3.5, 2.7. These kind of values in digital signals, we do not get these kind of values. And because of that, even if the data get corrupted, even if the signal gets corrupted, it is very easy to recover the data from the signal. Let me show you with the help of an example here. So as you can see here, this is the original message that we want to send. It is 01010010. So this peak is representing a signal as 1, and this is representing a signal as 0. So if you want to send this data, and somehow while sending this data, your signal gets corrupted. So if your signals get corrupted, something like this, some distortions will come up, and because of that distortions, your signal will get corrupted. Now, but you can see clearly here that even if we have such kind of distortions, getting back the original signal is much easier. So because getting back the original signal is much easier, so we will not be losing any kind of data. आपका कोई भी data loss यहाँ पर नहीं होगा. You will not be losing any kind of data here. Okay. So that is why using a digital signal is much beneficial as compared to using the analog signal for data communication, right? So in your Boolean algebra, when you studied this Boolean algebra in your college, so this subject is also called as digital logic. This subject, sometimes in some universities they call it as digital electronics. In some universities they call it as digital circuit design. In some universities they call it as digital logic design. So there are many names for the same subject. And you have studied some of the basic gates. You have studied some of the basic operations, like you have an AND operation, OR operation, NOT operation, XOR operation, and XNOR operation. AND operation is generally denoted by a dot operator. So if I say we have A dot B, which can also be written as AB, right? So sometimes we miss this dot because it is very obvious that between A and B we have a dot. So this is representing your AND operation. This OR operation is represented by your plus operator. So if you write A plus B, so that means A or B. Then you have NOT operation. So this NOT operation is represented by a complementation operator, right? So it is represented by A complement something like this. So it reverses the value. So if the value is 1, it reverses the value to 0. If the value is 0, it reverses the value as 1. Then this XOR operation is represented by this sign, and this XNOR operation is represented by this sign. You have seen most of these operations in your BTech. Now, it also happens that for different kind of Boolean algebra, we use different symbols, right? So for example, for AND operation, we use dot. We can also use this sign. So this sign is representing conjunction. For OR operation, we can use a plus sign, or we can use this sign, which is representing a disjunction. For NOT operation, in some books, they are using this sign. In some books, they are using this sign for complementation. In some books, they are using this single, comma on the top to represent the complementation or the NOT operation. Then we have XOR operations. Right now, just for simplicity purpose, we are going to follow the same notation. For XOR operations, we have different notations in different cases. It's different scenarios and different books. Because it is not necessary that you have only this kind of Boolean algebra. You can have different structures of Boolean algebra. There are many structures of Boolean algebra. Let me explain you with the help of an example here. So first of all, let us see what does these operators mean. In सभी operators का मतलब क्या है? When we do this AND operator, so this AND operator is represented by this symbol graphically. And the truth values are as follows. So if the value of x is 0, y is 0, then the value of x dot y, or you can say x and y, is 0. So if these values only 1 if both of them are 1. जब दोनों इनपुट्स की वैल्यू 1 होगी, अगर इनपुट x की भी वैल्यू 1 है और इनपुट y की भी वैल्यू 1 है, तभी यहाँ पर जो रिजल्टेंट फंक्शन है, जो रिजल्टेंट है, उसका आउटपुट भी 1 होगा एंड के केस में. लेकिन जब हम और की बात करते हैं, इन केस ऑफ और, सो व्हेनेवर एनी वन ऑफ देम इज ट्रू, यानी कि दोनों में से अगर किसी एक की भी वैल्यू 1 है, इवन इफ x इज हैविंग अ वैल्यू 1 और y इज हैविंग अ वैल्यू 1, अगर दोनों में से किसी एक की वैल्यू भी 1 है, in that case the function returns a value true, or you can say 1. And then we have inverter operator. So inverter operator, again, it is a complementation operation. You can also represent it by x complement like this. So in this inverter operator, if you give an input as 0, it will change the input as 1. If you give input as 1, it will change the input as 0. So in the same way, when you look at the other operators here, like here we have the buffer gate. So this buffer gate means whatever input you will give, it will give the same input as the output but with some delay. Buffer gate means whatever input you will be giving, it will give exactly the same output. Then you have the NAND operator. Now in this NAND operator, it is basically NAND is X dot Y whole complementation. It is the opposite of AND. So I just used an AND gate here, and with this AND gate I am using a NOT operator. हम AND gate के साथ एक NOT operator को use करेंगे तो हमारा बनेगा NAND gate. So all the values here, these are opposite of AND. So what I can simply do is I can take X dot Y and I can do a complement of X dot Y. So that is what the value of this function says. So AND operator was having a value 1 here and all other values were 0, but in this NAND operator only this value will be 0 and all the other values will be 1. Then you have this NOR operator. So in this NOR operator is simply basically X plus Y, that is OR operator, and you are going to add a complement on the OR operator. So ये आप check करेंगे, this is representing your OR gate and this is representing your NOT operation. So OR plus NOT is your NOR operation. So it is having a value 1 when both of them are 0, otherwise it is having a value 0 in all other conditions. इसकी सिर्फ इसी एक केस में वैल्यू 1 है, बाकी सभी केसेस में इसकी वैल्यू 0 है. Clear? So I think you have already seen this in your BTech. In the same way, here we have exclusive OR and exclusive NOR operator. Exclusive OR is also called as XOR, and exclusive NOR operation is also called as XNOR. We also call it as XNOR operator. Okay. So exclusive OR is basically X Y complement plus X complement Y, and exclusive NOR operator is X complement Y complement plus X Y. So they have a little difference here. So if I just add a NOT operation here, if I just add a NOT operator in an exclusive OR operator, then it becomes a XNOR. I mean to say, if I take X XOR Y, now this X XOR Y, if I take a NOT of this one, then this will give us X XNOR Y. तो X XNOR Y के अगर XOR के अंदर हम NOT operator को add करेंगे, that will give us a XNOR operator. In the same way, if I do X XOR Y, then this is equivalent to X XNOR Y whole complementation. तो इसके whole complementation के equal है. And if you look at the truth values here, अगर आप इनकी truth values को check करेंगे, then you will identify that this XOR operator is having a value 1 when any one of them is 1 and the other one is true. But if both their values are same, जैसे x की भी value 0 है और y की भी value 0 है, when both of them are having a value 0, in this case the function is going to give us a value 0. When both of them are having a value 1, in this case the function is going to give us a value 0. But when you look at XNOR, so XNOR is basically opposite of XOR. So whenever both the values are opposite, जैसे एक की value 0 है और दूसरे की 1 है, या फिर एक की 1 है और दूसरे की 0 है, उस केस में this function will give us a value 0. Otherwise, this function will give us a value 1. That's it. Okay? I hope it is very clear. इतना सभी के साथ clear होगा. Now, if I take these Boolean variables, right? So if you seen in the previous example, what are x and y? X and y are Boolean variables. Why they are called as a variable? They can take different values or various values. So if you have only one Boolean variable, right? Why? First of all, why do they call it as Boolean? हम इनको Boolean क्यों बोलते हैं? Boolean was the name of the mathematician George Boole. So George Boole, gave these Boolean variables. So these Boolean variables can take two values. That is, either they can take a value true or 1, or they can take a value 0. So they can have only two values. So if you have only one Boolean variable here, जैसे यहाँ पर आपके पास सिर्फ एक ही Boolean variable है, so this Boolean variable can take only two values, which is 0 and 1. तो कितनी values यहाँ पर possible है? There are two values that are possible. If we have two Boolean variables, now with these two Boolean variables, you can take 4 values. आप 4 values यहाँ पर assume कर सकते हैं. So the values are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So they can take approximately 4 values, correct? And when you have 3 Boolean variables, so 3 Boolean variables means they can take a total of 8 values. The values are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1. They can take a total of 8 values. अगर आप यहाँ पर चेक करेंगे, यहाँ पर in this case when we have 2 variables, it took total of 2 raised to power 2 values. When we have 3 variables, it took a total of 2 raised to power 3 values. That means if in any function you have total of n Boolean values or n Boolean variables with n variables, how many such values are possible? ऐसी कितनी unique values possible है? That is 2 raised to power n values are possible. So here with one variable 2 raised to power 1, with 2 variables it is 2 raised to power 2, with 3 variables it is 2 raised to power 3, and with the help of 4 variables it will be 2 raised to power 4, with the help of 5 variables it will be 2 raised to power 5 and so on. तो इस तरीके से इनकी values बनेगी. Okay. Now these Boolean algebra, they are having a definite structure. So when can we say an algebra is a Boolean algebra? किस algebra को हम Boolean algebra बोल सकते हैं? When can we say that? So basically a Boolean algebra follows a structure. So this is basically this is a topic in discrete mathematics which is called as structures of algebra. If any algebra is following a certain kind of axioms, then that algebra will be having a different category. हम उस algebra को एक different category में रखेंगे. We are going to call it as we will give it as a name, right? So जैसे आपके पास linear algebra है, right? You have in the same way you have Boolean algebra. So you must have seen that even if we use intersection, union and complement, still it is called as a Boolean algebra, right? तो आपके पास अलग-अलग तरह की Boolean algebra है. So how can we say it is a Boolean algebra? Then any algebra, if it is having a certain kind of structure and it is following certain kind of axioms, then we call it as a Boolean algebra. जैसे if let us suppose if we have a set A here and this is a binary operator. Binary operator means an operator that can be used on 2 operands. This union is again a binary operator. This not operator or complementation operator is a unary operator. And here we have 2 specific elements of the set, right? So there are 2 elements here. So this is also a Boolean algebra. Why? And it should also follow all of these rules here. So we'll discuss about them one by one. Then we can also have an algebra like this. We have a set A, we have operations which are dot operation, we have OR operation, we have the complementation operation, we have element 0 and we have element 1. So even if we have in a set A, we have the conjunction operation, we have a disjunction operation, we have a not operator, and now we also have a value which is false and we have a value true. So all of these algebras are examples of Boolean algebra. So what is a Boolean algebra? So Boolean algebra is a complemented distributive lattice. So what is this distributive lattice? We are going to look at it in a lot of depth in discrete mathematics. जब हम discrete mathematics पढ़ेंगे तो उस समय पर हम इन सभी चीज़ों को बहुत in depth में study करने वाले हैं. So what is a Boolean algebra? A Boolean algebra or a Boolean lattice is a complemented distributive lattice which is having these 6 tuples. In these 6 tuples, you have 2 operators which are your binary operator, you have 1 operator which is your unary operator, and you have 2 elements of the set. आपके पास sets के 2 element हैं, and then they should also follow these 6 axioms, or can say they should also follow these 6 properties. कौन सी property है? The first property is associativity, the second property is commutativity, third property is absorption, then we should have identity element, then it should follow distributivity property, it should follow the complement property. So there should exist a complement of every element. हर एक element का complement exist करना चाहिए. So if all of these properties are followed, then we can say this algebra is a Boolean algebra. And why writing such properties is very important? Because it identifies, it tells what is the properties that the elements or the operators are following. Let me show you with the help of an example. Let me take a very easy example. मैं एक बहुत आसान एग्जाम्पल लूँगा that will show you what is the use of these operators, इन सबका benefit क्या है? देखो, if you study mathematics, जैसे आप अपनी कॉलेज लेवल पे या स्कूल लेवल पे आपने मैथमेटिक्स को स्टडी किया होगा, so in your mathematics you have an addition operation, you have multiplication operation, you have division operation and you have subtraction operation. So आपके पास ये 4 fundamental operations है. कौन कौन से? Addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. These 4 operators are there. If you look at associativity property says if we have A plus B plus C, then it is equivalent to saying A plus B plus C. That means you can associate these brackets. And what is these brackets are doing? These brackets are increasing the priority. यानी कि पहले आप यहाँ पर B plus C को evaluate करो और फिर आप A को evaluate करो. And here you have to evaluate A plus B and then you have to evaluate C. So you can say this addition operation is associative. Correct? In the same way your multiplication operation is also associative. जैसे अगर आप ऐसा करेंगे A multiplied by B multiplied by C, then it is equivalent to saying A multiplied by B multiplied by C. So your multiplication operation is associative. But if you look at it here, your division operation is not associative. आपका जो division operation है वो associative नहीं है. Okay? So जैसे कि if I do A divide by B divide by C, it is not equivalent to saying A divide by B divide by C. Your division operation is not associative. Let me show you with the help of an example. Let us suppose you have 3 numbers, right? You have a number 2 divided by 3 divided by 4. Then it is not equivalent to saying 2 divided by 3 divided by 4. So your division operation is not associative. So it is very clear that your addition operation, your multiplication operations, they are associative. In the same way, your division operation is not associative. And you can also check the same property for subtraction operation. आप इस तरह की जो property है उसको subtraction operation से भी check कर सकते हैं. Okay. The next operator here is your commutativity property. Now why this commutativity property is important? So commutative property says if I do A plus B, then it should be equal to B plus A. So your addition operation is commutative. If I do A multiplied by B, then it is equivalent to B multiplied by A. So your multiplication operation is also commutative. If I do A divided by B, then it is not equal to B divided by A. A divided by B जो है वो B divided by A के equal नहीं है. जैसे 2 divided by 5 is not equal to 5 divided by 2. So your division operation is not commutative. In the same way, your subtraction operation is also not commutative. जैसे if you do 2 minus 3, then it is not equivalent to saying 3 minus 2. So subtraction operation is also not commutative. आपका जो subtraction operation है वो भी commutative नहीं है. Right? So you should know what are the properties these elements are following. So let us look at these properties one by one. So what are these properties? The first property here is associativity. So your AND operator as well as OR operator, both of these two operators which are your binary operator, or both of these binary operators are associative. Then your AND operator as well as your OR operator, both of them are commutative. दोनों commutative भी है. Then there exists an absorption law here. So we will look at this absorption law later on because I can show you the same with the help of a Venn diagram. I'll show you. Then there also exists an identity element. यहाँ पर एक identity element भी exist करता है. So here what is this identity element? For OR operator the identity element is 0 and for AND operator the identity element is 1. ठीक है, मतलब identity element का मतलब क्या है कि if you perform the operation with the identity element you should get exactly the same value. आप अगर identity element के साथ operation को perform करते हैं तो आपको exactly same value ही मिलेगी. That is called as your identity element. Just like if you see multiplication, the identity element for multiplication is 1 because if you multiply any number by 1, you will only get the same number. Right? In the same way, for subtraction, what is the identity element? For subtraction, the identity element is 0. If you subtract 0 from any number, you will always get the same number. Then you have distributivity property. So we will also look at this distributivity property with the help of a few examples. I'll show you examples से इसको कैसे करना है, and I'll also show you what is a complementation property. So in your Boolean algebra right now we are going to represent every OR operation with the help of plus sign. यहाँ पर हम हर एक OR operation को plus sign के साथ represent करेंगे and we are going to represent every AND operation with the help of a dot sign. So the first operation, the first property here is called as dominance property. And why these properties are important? देखो ये सभी जो properties है, जो सभी नाम है, all of these names are very important because in your exam you get direct question based on this. You will get some operators, you will get some operations, and they will ask what kind of properties these operations or operators are following. So right now here, whenever you add 1 with any variable, अगर आप किसी भी variable के साथ आप 1 को OR करेंगे, then you will always get a 1. If you AND a 0 with any variable, you will always get a 0. In the same way, for addition, or you can say for OR operation, the identity element is A. And here for AND operation, the identity element is 1. Here for idempotency, you can see idempotency means if you perform A plus A, you will get A. In the same way, if you do A dot A, you will get a A. When you do complementary, that means if you do A plus A complement, you will get a 1. So this complement represents kind of an inverse element, right? So here you can see for this complementary operation, we have this A plus A complement, then that is equal to 1. For dot operation, A dot A complement is equal to 0. A plus A complement or A dot A complement जो है वो 0 है. Then we have commutativity property. If you do A plus B, then it's equal to B plus A. So whether it's A or B is equal to B or A. In the same way, A dot B is equal to B dot A, or you can say A and B is equal to B and A. So your AND operation and your OR operator both are commutative. The next property is your associativity property. So you can clearly see that your OR operation is associative as well as your AND operation is also associative. आपका OR operation भी associative है और AND operation भी associative है. Then we have distributivity property. So if we have A plus B dot C, so I can distribute this plus sign with B as well as with C. I can distribute it, so I can say it is A plus B dot A plus C. In the same way, here also I can distribute this operator. So if I do A dot B plus C, that is equal to A plus A dot B plus A dot C. Then you have absorption property. So A dot A plus B is equal to A. तो यहाँ पर जो absorption property है, I can also represent this absorption property with the help of a Venn diagram. Let me explain you with the help of a Venn diagram here, right? So we have A dot A plus B. This is what we have, right? Now if you can open the bracket, so this will be A dot A plus A dot B. And if you look at this A dot A, this is equivalent to A only. So this is A plus AB. ये क्या बनेगा आपके पास? A plus AB here. ठीक है, ये आपका बनेगा A plus AB. Now I can show you with the help of Venn diagram here. So if this is representing A and this is representing B, then this area which is common between them, this area is representing AB, or you can say A dot B or A and B. So the area which is common between A and B, that is called as A and B, right? So here in this case, what we are trying to do, we are trying to take this entire A. So ये आपका पूरा entire A है, and we are trying to OR this entire A with this area. So you can clearly see out of all of this, we are only getting A. हमारे पास सिर्फ A आ रहा है, so that is why it is equivalent to A only. Okay, then you have De Morgan's law. So De Morgan's law states something like this. So if you have A plus B whole complementation, it can be written as A complement dot B complement. Or if you have A dot B whole complementation, it can be written as A complement plus B complement. So these are your De Morgan's law. So this De Morgan law is going to be very very important for you guys because हम इस De Morgan's law को बहुत ज़्यादा extensively use करने वाले हैं. We are going to use it very very extensively. So please make note of these. So this PPT also I'm going to embed here in the description section of this video. So if you want to get this PPT, whatever I'm teaching right now, so you can also get the same PPT. You can download it from there. Then you have identity property. So here we have we have logical inverse. That means if you do 0 complement, then 0 complement is equal to 1. If you do 1 complement is equal to 0. And then you have involution. Involution means if you do double complement of any variable, you will get the same variable. Okay, so I think all of these properties you already know. आप इसके ऊपर काफ़ी जो क्वेश्चंस हैं आपने अपनी बीटेक के दौरान आपने इन सभी को काफ़ी डिटेल में स्टडी किया होगा. मस्ट हैव स्टडीड ऑल ऑफ दिस कॉन्सेप्ट्स इन लॉट ऑफ डिटेल. अब हमारे पास इन सभी ऑपरेटर्स की प्रेसिडेंस क्या है? प्रेसिडेंस मीन्स इफ इन एनी एक्सप्रेशन you are getting an AND operator, you are getting a NOT operator, you are getting an OR operator, all of these operators together, then which operation you have to do first? So first of all, you should solve the parenthesis, that is something which is in bracket. Then it should follow the NOT operator. उसके बाद आप follow करेंगे, solve करेंगे AND operator को, and in the last we are having the OR operator. This is the precedence. So I'll explain you all of these precedence one by one. I'll take a lot of examples. तो आपको example से सब कुछ clear हो जाएगा. Okay? And this is representing, okay, let me take an example first before I explain the De Morgan's theorem. So let me take a few examples ताकि आपको सब कुछ बहुत clear रहे. I wanted that everything whatever I'm telling you, you should be able to follow everything in a crystal clear manner. तो सब कुछ मैं बहुत अच्छे से कराऊंगा. Just follow through my lectures, you will understand everything very freely and clearly. So this is de-Morganize. De-Morganize means just apply De Morgan's law on this. This is what I am going to do. Okay. So here what I can see here. So if you remember what is De Morgan's law? De Morgan's law say that if we have A plus B whole complement, then it is equal to A complement dot B complement. And if you have A dot B whole complement, then it is equal to A complement plus B complement. If you remember the De Morgan's law, this is the De Morgan's law. ये हमने देखा है अभी. We have seen this De Morgan's law. Now here in this expression what you can see is you can assume this entire as x, you can assume this entire as y. Then what is this equation? This equation says x dot y whole complementation. That means I can apply De Morgan's law on this. So you can apply it in this manner. You can have a plus b complement whole complement dot c plus, so this dot will be changed to plus, this is plus, so c plus d complement whole complementation. And then here you will get A complement dot B complement complement plus, again here I applied De Morgan's law, and here also I'm going to apply De Morgan's law. So this is going to be C complement dot D complement complement like this. So this here it will become A complement dot B plus this here it will become C complement dot D. So that means after solving this entire expression using De Morgan's law, after simplifying this expression using De Morgan's law, this is the expression that I'm getting. तो ये जो expression है ये मेरे पास आ रही है. Okay, so I think you understood what is De Morgan's law. Let me also show you the proof of De Morgan's law. So here you can clearly see I have proved the De Morgan's theorem. तो De Morgan's theorem क्या है? So whenever we have A plus B whole complementation, that means we have a NOR gate. If you have A plus B whole complementation, it means we have a NOR gate. So the truth table for NOR gate is something like this. So this is the truth table for the NOR gate. So this is A, this is B, and this is the truth table. So NOR gate assumes a value 1 whenever both A and B are 0. Otherwise, it assumes a value 0 in all the other cases. Now this A complement, A plus B whole complement, it can also be written as A complement dot B complement. So complement means I'm going to represent by a NOT operation, and this dot means I'm going to represent by an AND operation. तो dot का मतलब है हम उसको AND operation से represent करेंगे, और complement का मतलब है हम उसको NOT operation से represent करेंगे. That means it can also be represented in this manner, which is bubbled AND gate. So A, if you give a NOT here, so that is A complement. B, if you give a NOT here, that is B complement, and you are performing AND operation, so there is A complement dot B complement. And if you look at the truth table for this is representing A, then this is A complement. A complement means every 0 will be changed to 1, every 1 will be changed to 0. In the same way, you can also find out B complement, every 0 will be changed to 1, every 1 will be changed to 0. And then the end result here, जो आपका end result रहेगा, this as end result is going to be 1,000,000. And you can clearly see this end result and this end result, they are exactly the same. दोनों का जो result है वो exactly same है. So in this manner also you can prove the De Morgan's theorem, or you can say De Morgan's law. इतना clear है सभी के साथ? I hope it is clear. Now let us do a few questions here. Let us solve a few questions. Let us try to reduce a few expressions. using these laws, then you will understand it more clearly. आपको ज़्यादा अच्छे से comfortable feel होगा, you'll understand it more clearly.